Welcome to today's very special program. You know, a lot of you have been going through a very stressful season. I understand it, so have I. But, you know, the eating gets out of control, and as we get older, you know, I remember what was the Zoolander where the guys, who's the guy who was saying, I feel all bloaty? But I was laughing so hard because once you get over 50, you start to notice, you get bloated, you get all kinds of, and especially if you're eating around the holidays, and I'm sorry, the way we combine food is crazy. So I'm bringing in the expert. This is what I consider to be the Thomas Edison of our generation, the organic inventor, who combines the most esoteric and unusual things together. I mean, I'm always trying to catch up with him. He's got konjac root with acacia fiber made with a psyllium husk, and I'm thinking, how the heck did you put this together? But I want to bring in Dr. Jordan Rubin. He's out of the laboratory with a new product. This one is important, especially in light of what I said about all the crazy eating going on. Welcome, Dr. Rubin. I'm so glad to have you back on the show. And I've got to ask you, what have you been working on lately in the area of this fiber? Because my girls, interesting enough, the women on my staff are the first people that use your product. They're coming to me and telling me when I have to have you on, because they're working with these products and we're getting big results with the fiber product. What led you to this focus?
Well, what led me to this focus is that Americans have decided to not consume enough fiber for the last 50 to 70 years, and we're dealing with an epidemic of metabolic issues, digestive issues. Let's just say this, the hemorrhoid creams are having a heyday. And in part, we have sort of cast out not a macronutrient, but a component of carbohydrates called fiber, which really is important. And one of the main reasons why fiber is important is that it feeds your good probiotics. The second important reason to consume fiber is it helps you feel more full. We use the word off the air satiety. And best of all, the organic fiber that we're talking about is user-friendly because compliance is the key. If I were to tell you to eat 2 pounds of celery every day or to consume 3 bowls of wheat bran, I know we're getting into the colon blow discussion and the Saturday Night Live commercial joke here, but fiber used to be a bad word, Lance. Remember we would watch TV and they would have this cereal and it'd taste so good you forget the fiber? People joked about fiber. They didn't talk about fiber. The reason is fiber's difficult to consume in large quantities. It could be chalky, could be thick, yucky, or as you pointed out, could make you feel more bloaty. And what I love about organic fiber, not dissimilar to our multi-collagen, it is so easy to mix, so easy to use that you could sneak it in your smoothies, your oatmeal. Some people could even sneak it in their coffee, certainly smoothies and yogurt, water, juice. Nothing is beneficial if you won't consume it every day. So I think the ladies that are supporting your organization in this program are probably benefiting because this is easy, user-friendly, and even tasty to consume.
Well, it's for real, Jordan. I mean, I want to talk to you about, I'm always intrigued with the ingredients you come up with. I want to talk to you in a minute about the konjac root. I have no idea what that is, but Chelsea, can I get you in the conversation? So I'm grabbing my producer to bring her out because she's the one that is putting this in front of me. Are you doing this product right now, the organic fiber?
I did start it, and along with many other ancient nutrition products I am obsessed with. And I literally tell all of my friends to get on them, and I have been buying it for them. And I'm just seeing a lot of guts really changed and really health, including mine. So I'm really, really grateful for these products. Just to start with that, Dr. Rubin, you really, these products really, really have changed my life. They really have helped me. And so I really am grateful to you for that. So when Pam sent over the fiber, the woman who works at your office that we work with, I was really excited to try this one because I've been looking for a fiber that I can digest, that isn't going to make me feel bloated. Also that is wheat free. Like I've seen a lot of fibers have wheat in them, and I have celiac disease, so I can't go near them. And so I was really excited to try this, and I have absolutely noticed a big difference in helping. So I've also been on a big weight loss journey all year, and I noticed the biggest difference when I got on these products. And when I started taking the fiber, I have it right here, that's why I keep looking at it. I noticed little bit of an increase and help with that and help with my digestive system. So yeah.
So it helps with the digestive system, helps with weight loss. So weight loss, because why? Because you're able to get food out of your system when you get it in. It's not compacted and all that stuff. It's just, is that the deal? I mean, you're the digestive doctor here. I always to joke with him. I say, you're like my doctor. Are you regular, Lance? Yes, I'm regular. But you, I can talk to about this. Is that what it is? Is this kind of like getting yourself regular? Is that what this fiber does?
Partially. One of the best ways that fiber supports your health, and what Chelsea is likely experiencing, is this feeling of fullness when you consume it. Now, I want to be clear. If you are looking at a fiber, Metamucil is the #1 fiber in America. It is made of something called psyllium husk. Psyllium husk absorbs 19 times its weight in water. However, it is so what you would call hygroscopic, meaning it sucks in so much water, it could actually cause dehydration. If you let it sit in your liquid, it could cause choking. And if you walk away for 10 minutes, it will be either a pudding or a Play-Doh. It is too aggressive. Now, I'm not saying psyllium doesn't work for anyone, but it is a problem for many. It does cause oftentimes more gas and bloating as you get used to it. We're using 2 sources of fiber, including Lance's new favorite root, konjac root, which we're going to talk about it, and acacia fiber. They are soluble fibers that absorb 2 to 3 times their weight in water, which is significant for satiety or filling you up, but not enough to cause unwanted effects. So what happens, for example, if you consume 1 scoop of organic fiber before you eat, it is going to slow the absorption of your food and delay gastric emptying. These are mechanisms to make you feel more full. And we've talked about this before on the program. If you drink 8 ounces of water before you eat anything, you're likely going to eat less because you're not only hungry, you're probably dehydrated. If you add fiber to that water, or juice, or tea, or coffee, you're going to feel full coming into your meal. Think of it as the anti-dinner roll. And I say this because when we sit down in a restaurant, it is calculated by restaurateurs that if you eat a white dinner roll, or 2, or 3, or 4 before dinner, you're going to go on a glucose ride and an insulin spike that will make you pretty much guaranteed order dessert. If you switch that and you sit down and consume your highest fiber foods earlier in the meal, you will be full. So if anyone's listening and wants to get the results Chelsea has experienced, try consuming 8 ounces of water, maybe 12, and a scoop of organic fiber before you eat every meal. Not only will that be 12 additional grams of fiber, and the average American gets 9, by the way, and some believe you should get 35. If you consume 1 scoop of organic fiber before each meal, I believe you will eat less, you will feel full longer, and you will become, as Lance put it, more regular.
Now, this is so interesting to me. So the strategy here is you take this before a meal. What if I'm not hungry? Because I gotta talk to you because I'm putting some pounds back on. I'm gonna admit it. You had me doing practices. I was eating the proteins first and skipping the bread and drink and skipping meals too, like breakfast. Why do you have to have a breakfast? The breakfast is the most important meal. I grew up with that mantra, but it's not necessarily true. If you're not hungry, you don't have to eat a breakfast. You taught me that. So can you take this instead of a meal if you don't feel hungry?
It's obviously not a meal replacement, but if you are not eating 3 meals a day, some people practice time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting. Taking fiber first thing in the morning and last thing at night is a great way to clean your pipes, if you know what I mean. So you do not have to have it before each meal. I'm only suggesting this could be a little bit of a positive health hack so that you will eat less and feel full quicker by consuming this fiber, and it is gentle. Now, I'm going to tell you, Lance, you brought this up. What is konjac root? Konjac is an Asian root that is used as a noodle. Think of this. It's a 0-calorie noodle. Imagine that. It's used as a thickening agent, and it's consumed in soups and other foods. It almost could be considered a negative caloric food because it takes more work to try to digest it than it provides in energy or calories. It is a great source of soluble fiber called glucomannan, konjac glucomannan. The actual food in Asia is called konnyaku, if you're wondering. And acacia fiber is from a tree. It is the inner bark of the acacia tree, and it has a gum-like consistency in nature. But when you grind it, it's very gentle, mixes easily. By the way, if you mix organic fiber, which also has some probiotics in there, you're going to see it blend smoothly. It's neutral to taste, or in our case, it tastes deliciously refreshing because we have 2 fruity flavors, but it is so versatile to consume if you're open to, sweetening your oatmeal, sweetening your yogurt, sweetening your smoothie, sweetening your tea, or you could consume it in water. It is made to be used in a beverage. It is as easy to consume as our multi-collagen protein. Whether you consume it in the morning, evening, before meals, you're going to add 4 grams of fiber per scoop. And many people are going to say, well, I want to take 3 a day. Fantastic. As I mentioned, the average person gets 9 grams of fiber a day. Many experts, doctors, and researchers believe we need 35 grams. And the soluble fiber you normally find in certain fruits are the best for your health and your microbiome, and I believe your weight.
I think a lot of people are going to want to get this product. I want to talk about it right now. You want to go to ancientnutrition.com/Lance. That way you get right to the product. And use the code FIBERSPECIAL. FIBERSPECIal. ancientnutrition.com/Lance. Use code FIBERSPECIal. You get 2 bottles. Buy 2 bottles, you get 1 free. I have them right here. We have the raspberry lemonade and the pineapple mango. I was going to give Mercedes. Chelsea, which one do you take? What's your regimen?
I'd be honored to be confused with Mercedes to start off with, in case Mercedes is watching.
Yeah, I'm used to calling her Mercedes.
My favorite, actually, I love the pineapple mango. It's super, super tasty. I've kind of been mixing it. I don't know if I'm supposed to mix it. You can tell me if I can or cannot, Dr. Rubin, with the mango greens. So I've got like a whole mango flavor going in my morning smoothie with this mango greens. I love the pineapple mango. This one's really tasty. I also like the raspberry lemonade just in water by itself. I did try that one too. That one's really tasty too. That's definitely something that's unique about these products, is how tasty they are compared to all the other stuff I've tried. As someone who's been trying.
Well, this is a good question, because we have a lot of your products. Sometimes she's over here innovating and mixing and matching, and I'm saying, hey, this could be very dangerous in the lab with the chemistry. Does that work together with the what is it, the greens? The
mango greens. We've sold that on the show before. The mango greens. I love the mango flavor. You loved it too. Remember, you tried it on the show. And so I've been taking a lot of these products, so I've just started putting them together in one big drink in the morning, and I'm loving it. But you can tell me if it's better if I should take them separately, and I will.
Chelsea, that's very smart. And in fact, on days where you're getting less fiber, you can even add 2 scoops of organic fiber to your mango super greens. And listen, I know some people will be seeing this program around the holiday time. I want to be very clear. In the 2 months spanning really between the end of November, or let's even dial it back, between the end of October and end of December, people typically put on more weight than they do the entire 10 remaining months of the year. And you know why. There's holiday parties. There's gifts that are candy, they're chocolates, they're fruitcake. Throw in some figgy pudding in there. I always joke with my kids, because We Wish You a Merry Christmas talks about figgy pudding, and I don't know anyone who's ever had it, but I'm interested in trying it, I guess. But we put on all this weight, and we then desperately try to lose it all before Martin Luther King Day in January, and it just doesn't work. So I think we have to figure out a way to navigate the holidays. The answer is not eat better, don't eat grandma's pumpkin pie, don't eat Christmas cookies, because that's not realistic. But if you start your day maybe you don't eat breakfast like Lance talked about, or if you're about to go have your third helping of Thanksgiving leftovers while watching the Cowboys or Lions play. Sorry about your Cowboys, Lance, if you're a Cowboys fan, by the way. Oh. But you want to go ahead and quickly and discreetly consume this fiber. It will be amazing for you, and it will help you eat less. How do you like that?
Well, that's the part that I really want to work on, which is, I can skip the breakfast, but then I like this satiating, the satiety, the supporting the digestive health is good, but I want to be able to feel full and not hungry when I'm drinking these liquids. And Mercedes is doing a whole liquid thing, and she's losing weight, and we're very competitive on the staff. So when one person's losing weight, then the other person is upset, and they have this. So now she's saying she's doing a lot of liquids, but this falls in the category of what she's doing. It's the liquids. Now, are any of these products here coming from your own agriculture, or where do you get these from?
Well, we source these ingredients because konjac is not grown in the U.S. very easily, and acacia actually comes from Africa. So no, we don't grow these at scale, but we do source them organically from farms around the world. And the good news is they're both sustainable. Even though acacia comes from a tree, you don't have to destroy forests to get acacia fiber. And both of these ingredients have been the subject of research articles and studies shown to be very mild, gentle, and effective. And this formulation, really with 3 simple ingredients: organic konjac root, organic acacia fiber, and a probiotic, all designed and formulated to help digestion and elimination. Now, Pam and I, who Pam you referenced earlier, who is on my team, we just went to Pennsylvania to be on a very large audience TV program, and we were very clear to discuss the differences between digestion and elimination. So think of it this way. Digestion is how you process nutrition that you eat. And I've often used this phrase: you are not what you eat, you are what you digest. And what you don't digest can and will be used against you. Think of it this way. Anything that's food or you're eating that you can't digest is going to cause problems. Lance, you mentioned being impacted. You mentioned being bloated or bloated. That comes from foods that are beyond our ability to digest. So digestion means, how do you process nutrition that you eat? Elimination is very simple. It's how your bowels move, how regularly, how frequently, how comfortably, and that makes a big, big difference. I wasn't joking when I said that the lack of certain fibers in the diet are directly benefiting those who manufacture hemorrhoid creams. I am not kidding. That is exactly the definition of why someone would have hemorrhoids. And people who consume enough soluble fiber around the world don't even have a word for hemorrhoids in their language.
Wow. And I'm so glad we went here, because I didn't know there was a difference between digestion and elimination. I would have put the two together. Chelsea, any final thoughts? Because I can't believe the show's almost over. We got 3 minutes.
I know, this is so exciting to talk about. I've really gotten into health. A part of it, I would love to talk more about how you're talking about, okay, the food industry. You're kind of going into that Make America Healthy Again conversation. The food is causing problems, that the pharmaceutical industry is killing us. Not killing us. I know that's extreme. But the food is causing problems that the pharmaceutical industry is then trying to solve, and they're all owned by the same companies, right? We've all heard that. I've really gotten into listening to JFK, Callie and Casey Means. They were on Tucker and Rogan and all these other shows. I would love for you to talk about the importance of metabolic health, the American diet, what's going on there, and what's going on in our diet in regards to metabolic health.
Chelsea, we got 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and you're bringing up, I want you to talk about metabolic health.
I'm going to say what you say. It's a podcast.
Lance,
we can go over.
Asking us to make the entire country healthy again in 2 minutes.
I'm really passionate to see people get healthy again. And I would love to hear you explain and teach people why it's important to get your metabolic health in order, your digestive health, elimination, in order to try to avoid having to go to the doctor or anything, if that's possible.
Yeah, right. First and foremost, I agree with all of the individuals that you have mentioned in the sense that ultra-processed food, which could make up 70% of the diet of our children, and I know this secondhand from watching relatives, nieces, nephews, where all they eat is chicken nuggets, pizza. The only vegetable is ketchup or tomato sauce or maybe French fries. Ultra-processed foods, think of it this way in relation to this program. They are clogging up our system. Metabolism is how we process food and how our body functions as a result. Our metabolism is clogged. The way that we smooth it out and unclog our metabolism is through certain natural components in foods. Fiber is one. Probiotics is another. And there are more to discuss. But I will say this. If every American increased their fiber intake, say that they added 1 or 2 scoops of organic fiber to their current regimen and didn't change a thing otherwise, which people need to, believe me, I feel that they would see less cravings, better digestion, better elimination, and it would inch them towards health. If you add organic fiber with its 2 sources of soluble fiber that are organic and a probiotic to your already healthy regimen, Chelsea, like you're talking about, and Lance, like Annabelle has tried to get you to practice all these years, sometimes more successfully than others. I'm using your words, not mine. That makes an even greater difference. You can use it as a powerful tool, as you mentioned, Chelsea, when you're combining it with super greens, when you're consuming it in the morning or at night or before meals. And best of all, it is organic. If you look at the average fiber product, it's not organic. Why is that important? Because when you're taking fiber, your body ferments the fiber. And oftentimes, it releases whatever is bound to the fiber. Why would you consume a fiber supplement from a crop that's been sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides? And I'll also go back to the Make It America Healthy Again crew. Chelsea, they're all on board with regenerative agriculture, minimizing agrochemicals, because it's not just food, big and big pharma. It's big ag. They're all together. And guess who's the fourth? Big education. We need to give a big boot to all 4 of these big lies. And that's how we're going to make America healthy again, because it is a vicious cycle. And those of us who've been doing this for almost 30 years, whose life depends on it, we are out promoting health and wellness, making food choices that are positive, having the freedom to do it, and best of all, being incentivized to consume, grow, and farm the right foods. And speaking of incentive, because this is one of the only organic fibers on the market, and because of our relationship with the Lance Wallnau Show, there's an incredible offer. You mentioned buy 2 canisters of organic fiber, get 1 free. It's the perfect stocking stuffer. I'm joking, kind of, but not really. So use the code ancientnutrition.com/Lance. And can you go back and put it on the scope? Fiber special. There it is. I was thinking colon blow, Lance, but we talked about that being trademarked. But this is going to make a big difference in your life. If you've got kids or older teenagers, sneak this in their water when they get back and say, hey, I made you a little fruit drink. Put it in their yogurt. Your kids need fiber very badly, because most parents don't want to have the uncomfortable conversation. Hey, how are your bowels moving, sweetie? Or, hey, bud, how many BMs did you have today? So if you don't want to do that, make sure to give them foods rich in fiber. By the way, organic fiber is a great supplement, but eat fiber-rich foods. You know what's a great one? Pumpkin. You know what's another great one? Okra. You know what's another great one? Pretty much any green food. Grapes are a good source of fiber. Raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, mango. Those are all good sources of fiber. Eat more fiber, and on top of it, consume organic fiber by Ancient Nutrition. And when you order through this program, you are also benefiting Lance Wallnau Ministries. And I personally have seen Lance all over the place the last couple of days. So much so that I decided to wear a red shirt.
Exactly. I am running into you in all these places, and your wife is there, and I'm glad to see you being a patriotic American, and you've got the energy of your youth. I'm amazed at the stamina that you've got. Listen, ladies are going to be more curvy if you do this regimen. All the women in this staff are losing weight, and they're looking all svelte. And so I'm going to keep up with it. I'm going to be taking this. It's not just for women, it's for men. I asked him about this earlier, but we'll have you come back on, because I've got more questions, because the more you talk, the more questions I've got. But right now, we got to run. So it's ancientnutrition.com/Lance. Use the code Fiber Special. And Chelsea, is there anything we can put in the comments section to put a link in? What can we put in the comments? If they're watching on Instagram or they're watching on Facebook, what could they put in there?
Fiber. Comment the word fiber.
Put the word fiber in there, and boom, we'll send the link to you right away, because we don't want to have to make a special trip to go anywhere. Just put in Instagram, Facebook, and we'll get the product to you. Thank you, Dr. Rubin. Thank you, Dr. Rubin. Listen, the time flies when you're having fun. I get so much out of these shows, and my life is changing. I'm taking all the products. I'm getting a little confused. I'm taking every one of them. That's my situation. I got to, like you're doing, you're combining them. We're going to be back tomorrow. Don't miss the next show.
Did you enjoy this latest episode? Please remember to share it with your friends, because the more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to navigate the